Peace to the family. Back again. I'm starting to love this Facebook Live. I'm getting more and more in tune with it. See if I get that lighting right. It's perfect. I'm getting more and more in tune with it. And today I want to speak to you about the 9 to 5 being damn near 30 years of life. It's a prison sentence. They want you to work most of all your life. To accomplish what? Developing someone else's dream. So we got to really think about how much time and energy is being expended putting into someone else's dream as opposed to producing your own dream, manifesting your own dream. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. Before I start off, there's a brother that reached out to me today. Well, it wasn't today. I was a day or two off. And he said he wanted mentorship into being an activist. So I said, okay. My administrator sent it to me. And I'm like, well, I was really talking about holistic health, mentorship, and of course, financial mentorship. Nonetheless, I said, you know what? I'm going to respond to the brother anyway. So I called the brother. And once he found out I was charging for the mentorship that he wanted to become an activist, in his words, and also to be like me. He says, I want to be like you and I want to be an activist. I want to be like you and be an activist. I want mentorship and being an activist, and I also want to be just like you. So that comes with a price. That's not being disrespectful. And I charge way lesser than I do for the financial mentorship, which you make a profit off of significantly. I'm like, you know what? This is what we'll do. And the brother not only hung up the phone on me, he wrote me a bunch of dirty messages telling me how I'm not for the people. And I'm like, so I'm not for the people because you want me to grow you into my personality for absolutely free day to day. How many people do you think are reaching out to me, asking me to hold their hand day to day? Come on, you're asking someone to grow you into someone else's personality. That's time and energy. I gotta be compensated for that. I got a life too. I got other things that I gotta do too. I can't just sit here and connect with an anonymous brother I don't know from nowhere and contribute to his life in ways where I have to take time away from my children, take time away from my wives, take time away from my business in the spirit of philanthropy. No, what he should do is watch these videos when they're free. Write comments, ask questions, get on the live streams. Try to see if you could be one of the people that I allow into the chat rooms. That's what you do to build that kind of momentum when the funds aren't right. But you can't get mad at me. So I just want to talk to that brother, because despite all the nasty things that he wrote to me, I'm like, how is it you want to be like me? If you want to be like me, the first lesson that you got was that you have to charge people when you contribute that much to their lives. I gave you your first lesson and you failed. You want to be like me, then you went the wrong way when you cursed me out when I had to put you straight. And it was cowardice, because he should have said most of what he texted to me on the phone, because I would have listened to him curse me out. I do it quite often. And then when I would have got the chance to speak, I would have respectfully talked to him to show him how I have to manage the hours out in my day. What's up, family? Andre. Be sure to share this video. It's going to be very important, because at 9 to 5 is dangerous. It's a dangerous hustle, that 9 to 5. It's a drug. It's a hell of a drug. Of course, you go to brother, Polight, brother, Polight 45 at gmail.com. If you're interested in my mentorship program, if you're interested in my consultations are $200 an hour, $300 an hour if it's in person. You know, on Facebook Live, I like to keep a lot of this stuff on finance. Finance. You see me driving them nice cars and living in beautiful spaces. And like I tell people all the time, it's not my intention to make people feel bad. You know, when people write me things and say, okay, enough of it. We've seen the cars already. Oh, my goodness. Stop bragging. I'm like, bragging? I'm not bragging. I'm living. Just like when you post on your social media about things you do, places you go, and the people you do it with, how come I'm not entitled to do it because my lifestyle is a little more luxurious? Why is it wrong when I share what's going on in my days? But what I also want to do, I say, you know what, I want to start using my Facebook to do exclusive sessions on wealth building, credit repair, insurance, things that people don't talk about regularly in the community. And maybe my page can be a hub for this type of information. So people say I changed. Yeah, and I changed for the better. I definitely changed. I hate when people just only write you change, because they make change sound bad. Change is inevitable. So when you say I change to the person in the chat, you have to write more details so then we could address what parts changed. But I have to change because people in my own community tear me down with a lack of understanding, not realizing because I travel, because I have to interface with several different people of several different cultures. My concepts and my approach towards the world is always going to be subject to a different perspectives that a lot of people who don't travel haven't yet been acquainted with, because they don't travel as much and they haven't been put in entrepreneurial opportunities to become masters of their own destiny. How does that sound? Entrepreneurial activities and opportunities to make you a master of your own destiny. Real talk. Yeah, it's real. Real talk. So it's always interesting how you could put a title on a video and how many people would try to take you away from the title as though the title of the video isn't worth anything or isn't of substance. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know why people think change is negative, Elvin. Peace, Kenny. So again, if you're interested in the mentorship program, brother, POLIGHT 45@gmail.com. It's damn near exclusive to my Facebook audience because I only talk about it to my Facebook audience. I want each social media to have its own energy, its own disposition. So maybe I can do debates and things of that nature on YouTube. Instagram, I can give you into my lifestyle. Brother Polight, when he's not necessarily teaching. People go on my Instagram and say, yo, where's the teaching at? Yo, I'm tired of this. I'm like, bro, we only could do 60-second videos. Granted, they're starting to let us put several 60-second videos on one back to back. But idealistically, I don't want to be putting the same exact thing on each of the three media. I would like each of my social media to have its own personality, so people who are attracted to a certain aspect of what I have to offer, they can know, well, let me go to Facebook. There's a lot of financial advice live on Facebook. Let me go to Instagram to see how this information materializes from his perspective. So you get a range of the type of business I do and who I conduct it with. So you understand that I'm not BSing, because one thing about wealth, you can't fake it. One thing about economics, you can only fake for so long. You can only fake for so long before people find out, oh shit, you ain't got nothing. See, you can fake black power because the criteria for it isn't that high. No one's asking you to put down bodies for real. You could talk about putting down bodies, but no one's going to actually commission you to put down bodies. That's real talk. That's real talk. Salute, Antonio. Periodically, I look at the messages. So you can front black power all damn day. The criteria isn't that high. But when it comes to wealth building, when it comes to economics, you're going to want to see the house, you're going to want to see the cars, or you just want to see some form of the lifestyle that attests to the information that you've been teaching for so long. So if I teach on economics, if I teach on wealth building, if I teach on credit repair, if I teach on a host of things that ascertain to our ability to sustain ourselves living-wise, then it's only fair that people get a chance to look inside of my home or outside of my home or see what it is that I do as an entrepreneur. So yeah, you may see me with white people. You may see me smiling, or you may see us hugged up and saying, man, good looking. Yeah, I'm going to hug anybody that's responsible for making me 30 grand. by themselves, not a year. Just one individual is responsible for me making 30K. Of course I'm gonna hug up with them. Yo, thanks a lot. Better them than a Negro trying to tear me down for absolutely free. You ain't even on FBI payroll and you trying to tear me down. You're not even on FBI payroll and you trying to tear me down. But if a white woman is responsible for helping put 30K in my pocket because of a show opportunity or something to that effect, you gonna get a hug. But you see, I'm from a different place. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Brownsville. I'm a very practical brother. It doesn't hinder my DNA. It doesn't change the person I am. It doesn't compromise my moral integrity. I'm always going to be grateful to whoever contributes to my life at large. But that 9 to 5, that's slavery. That's slavery. I'd rather give someone a hug for helping contribute 30K into my world for the year, for just a couple weeks of knowing them, than to work all year round for someone not of my race so I can help send their children to school for generations to come, where I can't even afford to send myself to school, let alone my own children. It's just logic. Flatbush was good, Moses. That's what's up. That's what's up. So at some point or the other, me coming into this community, this conscious community, if I wrote X amount of books, if I wrote 90 plus books, if I taught X amount of lectures, if I produce or publish X amount of DVDs, then you should expect to see my growth at some point. Because a person who's written 90 plus books should be ahead of most of the other teachers as far as life is concerned. My abilities to communicate powerful knowledge should at some point translate into other forms of success eventually. Otherwise, I'm only successful at talking to you all to get what? Talk to you all for what? About what? Picture this. I'm just lecturing to you year after year, and everyone says, yo, Polight is brilliant, Polight is smart. Yo, you heard what Brother Polight just dropped? Yeah, I listen to Brother Polight all the time. Yeah, I've been following the brother for 3 years. I've been following the brother for 5. I've been following the brother for 10. I've been following the brother for 15. And Brother Polight is still kind of in the same space, in the same area, doing the same thing, switching the title a little bit, but ultimately he on the same path. Like, no. If you seeing me make certain accomplishments in the community, and I talk and I boast, I'm the one that brought this into the community. I'm the ultimate Pan-African. If I'm talking that stuff, you should be able to see exponential change at a certain point. Otherwise, everything that I've been teaching this whole time while I've been in the community is a farce. How long can someone teach in this community year after year and celebrate their own intelligence, and you don't even see a significant change in their family's lifestyle? You don't see a significant change in their business. Come on, that's not fair to the people. It would be wrong for me to talk to you all year after year and you don't see change in my life, because then you have to question the validity of that information or its substantiality. You have to question the substance of my information. If all I can give you is an image or depiction of me wearing the African regalia, the African regalia, if all I'm good for is wearing African regalia and encouraging you to study your history and saying fanatical or real negative things about white folks, what good is that? It doesn't help you pay your bills. So all I'm doing, I'm talking about the practicality of the information. How long are we going to teach? How long are we going to teach on all these so-called Pan-Africanistic value systems? How long are we going to be talking about being black nationalists? How long are we going to chant black power? And it doesn't translate into the community that's part of the mantras, part of the chanting, success. Because at the end of those unity meetings and rallies, most of us go back to our 9 to 5. And the goal ultimately is to probably get a home or something, right? Which is going to be a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. So your 9 to 5 is definitely prison, because the stage was set for you to not even really know how to function in the world, function in society. Now, what is it that I am popular for saying? And I always got to have people regurgitate this. From pre-K to 12th grade is 14 years. And in those 14 years, school was supposed to prepare you for life. Namely, food, clothing and shelter should have been your lessons, but they preoccupied our mind with Regents exams, SAT math, and a host of other things, chemistry class. And I'm not saying that these things are no good, but at midst of the 14 years we've been in school, you didn't get one credit class. At midst of the 14 years you've been in school, you were not commissioned to make sure you get a Regents exam on how to buy a house, how to do a title search, how to read a deed in the first place. You learned nothing about real estate the whole time. You learned nothing about real estate the whole time. You went to school for 14 years, pre-K to 12th grade, and no one taught you anything about credit, and no one taught you anything about real estate. Let's be for real, people. Let's be for real. So what are you supposed to do if school is supposed to prepare you for life and you haven't got classes on food, clothing, shelter? You left school and you didn't know how to sew or crochet to make your own damn sweater. You left school after 14 years and they ain't never teach us. The average person who gets a high school diploma doesn't know how to crochet or sew. And if they did, they learned it from someone in their house. School didn't make it mandatory for you to learn how to sew and crochet. They didn't make it mandatory. It should be mandatory for you to be able to know how to make your own sweater. Right or wrong? It should be mandatory. It should be mandatory for you to know how to cook 15 different dishes. Not no damn pizza at home ec when they finally give you a home ec class. And you only got to take it once throughout the 14 years you go to school. And lastly, home, food, clothing, and shelter. You learn nothing about having a home. You're probably going to shelter before you learn about even being able to purchase a house. So what the heck was you learning in those 14 years you was going to school? What was you learning in the 14 years that you've been going to school? If when you get your diploma, you didn't learn nothing about real estate, then what did they prepare you for the whole time? They distracted you with those Regents exams. They distracted you with those midterms. They distracted you with the SATs, because all they did was set the stage for you to know how to fill out a job application. Facts. So the boxer has to get a trainer. The couple that's having a problem, they get a therapist. The person suffering from anger issues gets a psychologist. The person abusing drugs gets a counselor. But for 14 years of school, we don't get a teacher or a mentor when it comes to economics. Everybody else gets coached during their life. If I want to be an athlete, if I want to be a ball player, I get a coach. If I want to be a boxer, I get a trainer. If I'm going through a problem in my relationship, I get therapy from psychiatrists for my relationship. Mental health issues, psychologists, drug abuse, anger management, counselor. But when it comes to this money, we just believe we can wing it. We don't have an idea what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. We just think if we try, it'll probably work. You got to get out that state of mind. You got to get out that state of mind. And it's this thing with us all the time. Yo, you shouldn't talk about money. Come on. This is about consciousness. Those people are setting y'all up. Don't wait till you're older and you lose your relationship to go into all those lectures that don't show you how to pay your bills. We don't got no time to keep going to lectures not teaching us how to pay our damn rent. You should be renting property out to people at this particular point. At this age, many of you should be renting property out to people at this particular age. Don't let them fool you. You may see me with nice cars, but I got enough nice cars to rent them out. People are right. I do rent my cars. I rent my cars out to other people. I'm on that level at this particular stage. And anybody that's out here in LA could tell you, yo, Brother Polight is building his joint up. Because when my cars pay for itself, I make my cars pay for another car. Because I like cars. And anything that you like, you should make a business out of it. If you like smoking weed, you should make a business out of it. You get your 420 account ready and start going. If you like smoking weed. If you love buying a bunch of sneakers, then you should find a way to open you up a sneaker store. That should be your love, your gift, your priority, your ambition. That should be what that should be about. Okay? So I really like cars. So guess what I do? I make sure I buy them, and then now I rent them out. Learned enough of the game, talked to a couple of people, and we live in a day and time where you can do so much things in an entrepreneurial capacity. You don't necessarily have to own your own lot. There's third-party companies out here that empower you to be able to rent your own properties through them. There's Airbnb that help you rent out your rooms. There's different things out here. You just got to talk to the right people. So you see me at basketball games, and you say, man, that brother's spending $10,000 on the seats. No, someone's spending $10,000 on my seats. And then I'll probably get a cheaper seat for $3-4 grand on the floor. They're paying for my seat, and they're paying for their seat, and then I keep the $6,000 difference. Granted, some of that is gross. So while people think I'm spending all this money on cars, they don't realize, well, I buy them, I rent my cars out to people. $2 grand a day for my Ghost. That's a fact. $2 grand a day. Come on, I know what I'm doing. My Bent, $2,500 a day. Even though the Ghost is more prestige, it's because I put suede all over the Bentley. And that revenue actually goes to my daughter. That don't even go to me. Because I gave the Bentley to my daughter. And told her to learn the business. So even though it's her car, I told her, make that car get you your first car. So I thought the Bentley's my first car. No, the Bentley's one of your business. And I'm going to make you learn how to own something like that. And make you money. And later on, you'll really appreciate it. Now she's a bigger girl, and this year she's really understanding what I'm talking about. And now she don't even want to buy a car, though she has car money from her car. I'm trying to talk to you. It's about coaching. Before you got a high school diploma, you should already had a business or two. You always should have at least 2 businesses, and I'm going to tell you why. You have that which you love to do, but you don't really want to make money off of it because it compromises the integrity of your mission if that's what you love to do. If you love to sing, if you love to rap, if you love to dance. You want to be able to make money off of what you love to do, but if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. Nonetheless, you should be able to monetize your gift. But what you should have is another line of business or income. So that funds your spiritual endeavor. So that funds your talent. So you always want to have 2 incomes primarily. Now the ultimate goal is to have 9 forms or 9 streams of income. You want to have 9 streams of income ultimately. 9 streams of income. So whether it makes you a lot of money or a little bit of money, you're still winning. Okay? So this is what I'm telling you about. You'd be surprised what you could accomplish. That's why I do the mentorship program. The mentorship program, you invest money into the mentorship program. Not only do you make your monies back and you make a profit off the mentorship program that I teach, but you get an array of information that you would have never factored in. Because you ultimately have to talk to people that have experienced so many different people and learned so many different things through their network. They're not lying when they say your network is your net worth. Just hit the email. Because what I do with the mentorship is exclusive to Facebook. My website is brotherpolight.com. But what I do with the mentorship is exclusive to what we're doing right here in this community. Because I want my Facebook to have this personality. Because y'all see the cars and y'all see the money and the fun times and y'all see me with all these different celebrities. But I don't want my Facebook to only have that narrative. Okay, he's making the money, now what? No, I also want to show you there's an information that corresponds with what I do. And a lot of what I do is marketing to a certain demographic, particularly my younger brothers and sisters who use material things as a barometer, to which end they're able to identify or they come to a conclusion, oh, he's getting it. Because younger folks, when I pull up, they go, whoa. When I pull up to the club, they don't even know I'm invested in the club. So I'm constantly teaching. I'm in the club last Thursday. If you go down my timeline for Brother Polight, you'll see me and the sisters chilling at the club. But guess what? I got all sorts of arrangements at the club. All sorts of arrangements. I'm 20% on the alcohol before 10. I'm 25% on alcohol after 10. It's part of my deal. I'm telling you some of my personal business. But guess what? Because I'm Brother Polight, I be giving out books at the end of the club, DVD here and there. So I get my teaching on in a very unique way. You say, man, you making money off of alcohol? I thought you was vegan. Yeah, I'm vegan. People gonna party anyway. Now meat, I don't know if I could be involved with selling meat. I can only go but so far. But the alcohol, I'm like, man, that's really what makes the club the money. You're not really trying to make money off of the tickets at the door. The ticket, the big money come from the alcohol. But part of my deal in the arrangement is my 20% before 10 and 25% after. Just sharing information with you. Y'all don't even have to know that. That's nobody's business in particular. But I'm just letting you know, I never stopped. Just because I'm a writer, just because I did lectures, just because I did debates, just because I traveled the world and got research and came back and shared it with the people, I never limited myself. I never marginalized myself. Yeah, it's Brother Polight, POLIGHT 45. Email, brother, POLIGHT 45 at gmail.com. Okay. Yeah, it's not about if I like club businesses. When the opportunity presented itself and the numbers made sense, I got it in. Because the same way people say, man, Polight, why you always posting all those fancy cars? Okay, we get it. You got this car. We get it. You got these European clothes on. But what you don't realize is the popularity that I've gained can be accredited to some of those approaches on my social media. Whereby now I get called to make an appearance to a club and tell people to come through. I get paid for that. Not just my club, but other people's clubs. Because I've created that popularity around myself. Because I've marketed myself a certain way. This is why I'm telling you all, like, while people are telling me, oh man, he don't teach no more. Or why is he putting this up? And why is he putting that up? Because I got several other businesses that demand I do things a certain way through my mind's eye as far as marketing is concerned. But other people can't take their mind away from the conscious community. They think everything I do got to be exclusive to a community that can't fund my endeavors. Because most of the people in the community saying they ain't got money themselves. So I'm in the outer world doing what I do so I could bring back resources to the world that's filled with knowledge but lacking in money. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's always interesting. I just had a Negro write, Polight is a sellout. That's what a businessman hopes to do. You hope to sell out your products. Sorrow. That's what a businessman hopes to do. You hope to sell out of your products. So while I'm over here teaching, sharing information, and uplifting people, people are taking the time out to say, I got to jump on that live feed and I need to make sure I say something so negative as so I could distract people who want to get out of the 9-to-5 operation. People want to get out of the 9-to-5. So why would you come here and talk about anything else other than the 9-to-5? What I'm telling you is the stage has been set for you to work for someone else, and you can tell based on the curriculum in school. Because you didn't get to learn about credit in school, and they didn't teach you about real estate in school. Nothing for the first 14 years of your life. So the only thing you could do when you got your high school diploma was think, let me get a job. What other opportunity was there for you after you got a diploma? Tell me. What other opportunity did you get after you got a diploma? What business was you going to open up? Be for real. What business could you possibly open up after you get a high school diploma? I'll wait. See, that's the setup, family. That is the setup. It's a form of damn mental slavery, man. That 9-to-5 is a form of mental slavery because you know what? We all have dreams and we all have goals and we all have ambitions. But after you work that damn 9-to-5 and you're underpaid when you work that 9-to-5. So guess what? It'd be a matter of time before you become complacent and you don't want to do nothing no more. How about that? You wind up just accepting the lowly status quo of being a worker. and you used to have dreams. And now I'm gonna just make a child that I can't afford, settle down with a woman I really don't like, or you're gonna settle down with a man you really don't love, whatever the case may be, depending on your gender. And guess what? You're depressed. Everyone's unhappy. Yeah, feel free to share the video. And I thank you for sharing the video. Feel free. Feel free. So I'm telling you, I'll say it periodically, but it's brotherpolight at Gmail. Brotherpolight45 at gmail.com. If you email it tonight, when I get off the stream, I'll talk to you directly right after. That's right. Email it tonight. Email me after the stream, and you stay up, I stay up. I know a lot of you are on the East Coast right now. I'm not sure what time it is, but that's when I'm my best. I contact people quicker straight after the stream, because that's how I design it before I get into my schedule, because I do have some places to roll to tonight, but not until a little later. But it's real talk. It's real talk. It's 11 p.m. It's already 11 p.m. Oh, East Coast. Yeah. I'm telling you, East Coast, West Coast time. I'm getting nervous. It's 11. I gotta get ready to go. Okay, 11:20, 11:18. Well, apparently it's not the same time in the East Coast everywhere. Love you too, family. Love you too. Thank you so much. So yeah, I'm tired. I sit here, you know what it's like to have really good people that you know, or connect with really powerful people when I meet them after doing a lecture, and then when I say, okay, so meet me over here tomorrow, I probably got an opportunity for you, and they're stuck between taking a day off of work to beseech this new opportunity, or saying, I got to see if I can catch you on the weekend. And some opportunities don't wait for you until the weekend when you're free. Some opportunities don't wait for you to get off of work after 6 until you're free. See, that 9 to 5 is a really tricky situation. That 9 to 5 is slavery. Get the freak out of slavery. But we're scared, because we're like, you know what? Many of you are too afraid to even invest in yourself. I don't know if it's going to work. You never lose if you invest in knowledge. First and foremost, when you invest in the mentorship program, you're winning, first of all, because of the knowledge that you're going to get, because knowledge is going to be shared to you that you never even considered before. Everything from redlining, everything from amelioration and restitution of properties, everything from UCC 1s, UCC 3s, where the amendments take place. These are all things you need to learn about. Title searches, credit repair, wealth building, how to strike things off your record, what kind of conversation to have with them. Like, for instance, if you pay back a debt, you don't want to tell them, make sure you put on my record that I paid my debt off. No, you got to make sure if you pay back a debt that you tell them, please strike it off my record. Why? Because you don't want the credit for having been in debt and paid it off. You want the debt to not be seen at all, so no one even has to have a conversation that you even owed anybody anything. Which one makes more sense? People knew that you owed somebody something, or people never knew at all that you owed anybody anything? So the one that affects your credit better is the one where people never knew you owed anyone anything. So when you do pay a debt off and they have it on your record that you paid the debt off, they set you up. People going around trying to get a job, applying for job after job after job. But each of these jobs now are checking into your credit. So guess what? Your credit score goes down when you apply for job after job. It's true. Your credit score goes down when you apply for, let's say you go out and say, man, I done went to 5 different jobs and I filled out the application. Then that's most likely 5 different entities perusing through your credit. Once someone checks through your credit, the shit is affected. It goes down. So now look how they got it set up. You just thinking, I'm gonna apply for any damn thing at any time, not knowing how reckless that is. So now you gotta have a different conversation with them. You gotta start going there. Excuse me, do you go through the credit when I apply for this job? I need to know. Okay, and then you need to tell them, what is it that you need to know that I could provide to you so you don't have to go through my credit in the event I am not selected to have this job. We don't even know to have that conversation. This is why you got to get the credit repair data that's part of the mentorship program, which is actually a plus. It's a plus. Because my mentorship program ain't about credit. It's just that I give you 3 days out the week for 20 minutes at a time for the duration of the mentorship, where we can talk about credit repair and strategies, because I don't want you to make money on one end and handicap yourself in the other. You want to work your way up to next gen, the highest amount you can get on your credit. You want to be in the 900. Wow. You want to be in the 900 space. Yeah, your credit goes down for just applying for a job. They should be teaching us this in school, but of course they won't. This is how we constantly can't climb the fuck out. And sometimes we be wondering, what the hell? How come my credit won't go up? I ain't even been doing nothing. Because you've been doing nothing. How come my credit won't go up? I'm doing something. Because you're doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, this is, it's tricky. It's tricky, man. It's so tricky. You need a coach. Just like LeBron and them need a coach. It's so tricky. You need a coach. And your ego could tell you otherwise. But I'm telling you, they got this thing rigged. This shit is rigged. It's set up for you to fail. You need somebody that knows the nuances of this so they can get you through. Especially when it comes to real estate, especially when it comes to credit and insurance. Most of us are totally oblivious to. So we still trying to save up liquid in terms of cash and not realizing once we save up enough liquid, we definitely need to invest in insurance, because we could borrow against the policy and accomplish larger and greater goals. So what I would do, I teach people how to get into real estate, make enough money from real estate, set up their trust, assign their trust to their insurance policy, and then borrow against the insurance based on the equitability of the trust. Step-by-step procedure so you can kill them. Because ultimately what you're going to need to get through this, you're going to need some bands. You want to get to the 100 grand level. You want to get to the 50 grand level. You want to get to the 80 grand level so you can do something. Ultimately 50 or more. Because we know wealth begins at $150,000 a year. And you're supposed to be able to invest at least 1/3 of your income. We know poverty begins for a family of 4 at $32,000 a year, and for an individual at $15,000 a year. So wealth begins at $150,000 a year, and you should be able to invest 1/3 of your income. Poverty begins for a family of 4 at $32,000 a year, and for an individual, $15,000 a year. Keep all these things in mind. Keep all these things in mind. So yes, like the person said, of course I charge for consultations. 1 hour consultation is $200. In person is $300. True. But I guarantee when I'm done, it's a wrap. Because look what I give up when I'm on the phone. But then once I learn your personal situation, I'm somewhere else. And it's not necessarily me. What I'm explaining to people is I got a team of people. I got publicists, I got a manager, I got agents, I got an entertainment attorney, I got a legal attorney just for general matters. So you just got to think, when you got a team of people around you, there's so much people that specialize in different facets of life and how to approach the world, that by the time I start talking to people, I take the advice that I got from members of my team, and I'm able to spill that into my conversation with whoever I'm talking to. That's what it is. That's how deep this gets. So if you're interested in the mentorship program, just email me, brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Always leave your number. Leave your full number and your name. Always leave your name and your number. Never email and leave the number out, because all we're going to wind up doing is saying, okay, you want help? Forward your number. So always leave your phone number. But investing is the only way out. Come on. People join the mentorship program, they get enough bread to invest in the things that they need to focus on. i.e., I've been telling people in the mentorship program about Bitcoins. So when we help them build up their portfolio to the point that they have 20, 30 grand from the teachings that I give them individually, then guess what? One of the things I tell them to invest in, Bitcoin. You know how much people are giving me praises and thanks right now because I had them invest in Bitcoin after I helped them make enough money so they could afford to pay for the Bitcoin when it was only $1,000. 2 weeks ago, Bitcoin was at $1,300. 4 days from the time it was $1,300, it went to $1,900. Here we are, one more week after that turnaround. and Bitcoin is on the cusp of becoming $3,000 in shares. So for all the people that was walking with me when Bitcoin was less than $1,000, when Bitcoin was $1,000, when 2 weeks ago it was 1,300, and 4 days from that time it went to 1,900. And for those who listen to me as recent as then, who I taught how to make enough money so they can invest in something that's 4 digits, now that joint is near $3,000. Come on. I'm telling you, because that's going to be the new currency. But what if you don't got enough money? You don't want to just invest in one share. You want to be able to do 10 shares, 15 shares, 20 shares. But you need bread. Because now you're talking about investing 20 grand into something that you don't plan, based on my teachings, to touch. You don't want to touch that. So what do you do? Yeah. Now, you know, someone here says money is just cotton balls with numbers painted on it. I don't like to undermine what money is. I don't like to do that. And the person may mean well, but I don't play those games. Money is just an illusion. It's just paper. Money doesn't grow on trees. Well, it's made from trees, so let's cut it out. I don't like to play those games, because when we play those kind of games, next thing you know, you don't give a hell about what kind of living circumstances you have, because if you don't realize the significance of having money, you don't realize the significance of changing your paradigm. That 9 to 5 is some sucker shit. We can't afford to have our people making subscriptions to that kind of paradigm. We can't. We don't want to be living check to check no more, man. Come on, man. We better than that. With all this knowledge we got on ancient African science and metaphysics, come on, man. We should be spinning circles and running laps around making this money. But it's clear that we missing some of the information. You got the metaphysics information, but you still need to know some of the data that makes wealth building applicable. You still need to know that. Now, if you got your metaphysics right, your spirit is intact, and then you have your applicable knowledge, not just the fancy nuance of metaphysics that you learn about what money really is and all that after we finish speculating about what it really is. I'm talking about having applicable data so we could take that knowledge in light of its application and materialize our conceptions. We all should be sick of working for people. And if you're sick for working for people, you need to get in tune and do the mentorship program. Someone probably could type in the email, you know, but it's brotherpolight45@gmail.com. POLIGHT. So it's brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Always leave your name and your phone number. It's brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, we could share knowledge on why Jesus is not real on a different stream. Maybe on YouTube. That's a YouTube stream for me. Yeah, Brother Polight. People never cease to amaze me. How they take the time out to come into a conversation, an adult conversation, to spew hatred. At the very least, you could take what I've said into account and make a few less mistakes. At the very least, you can take what I said into account and you can be motivated by it. So there's nothing in this conversation that has anything to do with hating our people. So why spew hate towards me? Why spew hate towards me? Nothing that I'm saying has anything to do with tearing down our people. I'm only speaking to you to uplift you, right or wrong. And it's not like a lot of people in here doing that, but when I do see it, I go, damn, are you an agent, or are you just filled with so much self-hate and rage that if someone's talking to our people to motivate them out of being complacent with working to build someone else's dreams, working to send someone else's children to school so that they can make employees out of our youth, This is the conversation we need to have to change our situation. There should be no other conversations that take priority over this one. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? It's self-hate, of course. There you go. You want the old Polight? I can't say it better, can you? Watch the old YouTubes. Watch the old YouTube videos. You can always email me. So I see the phone number there, but email. Email brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Okay? Sunda Toko. Email. Brother, POLIGHT 45@gmail.com. Email there. Thank you. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. That song right 666 views. It's unbelievable. I think one of the downfalls or the pitfalls of this conscious community is that the distribution of information as it relates to what we conceive to be metaphysics, or what we contend to be metaphysics, versus politics and economics is so disproportionate. It's so disproportionate that when people start having actual adult conversations, a lot of people's attention span just goes. So for someone to turn around, look, 666 people are viewing. You have way too much of those conspiracy DVDs in your house. That when we're talking about 9 to 5, those are the two numbers we're talking about, 9 to 5. $150,000 a year. You don't want to be making $32,000 a year family of four. You don't want to be making $15,000 a year as an individual. But the only number you focused on is 666. That tells you what kind of information we've been putting into our brain all too often from one year to the next. Our mind has to be on investing at this particular point in time. And people are going to terrorize anybody in a community that's saturated with speculation. People are going to terrorize anyone that tries to make adults or endeavors to make adults out of the neophytes who beseech knowledge in the community. From the time I first started teaching economics in the community, people was like, yo, man, he's all about that material stuff. That's not what our teachers was about. And that's why your teachers died broke. That's why your teachers were in nursing homes. And that's why the people who say those are their master teachers didn't take them out of nursing homes, because they didn't have the power. Because if they did, you think they would leave their teachers in nursing homes? Now people getting sensitive. If our teachers had the ability to keep their teachers out of nursing homes, do you think they would have left them in there? But our teachers can barely afford themselves because their livelihood comes from teaching you. So if they empower you to move on with your life, to do greater and bigger things, they won't have no money, because you will be so busy being an entrepreneur, you won't have time to constantly see them 10, 12 times a year, lecture after lecture. You taking off of work to listen to people. Damn it, if someone takes off of work to hear me speak, I have to educate them about something that makes them more money. How about that? If you take off of work, or if you're spending some sleeping time to stay awake to listen to me, knowing you have to go to work the next day, I respect you enough to say somewhere in between my conversation, I'm always going to incorporate wealth building. I have to. Otherwise, I'd be disrespecting you as my audience. Because I got to understand what's taking place. I got to understand what's taking place. And as I always tell people, you can knock me. You can knock me. But guess what? You can't replace me. After you knock me, can you replace me with someone that is going to teach better and greater and from the same perspective? We like to tear people down, but we don't like to replace who we tear down. Everyone has their niche. Everyone has their gifts. But all I'm saying is, as a community, every single body that's teaching should take some time out to teach something on economics. Because that's the elephant in the room. Too many of our people are in this conscious community saying that we don't have no money, or we have a little bit of money, or we don't have enough money. So if that's the case, and that's the biggest grievance that most people have in our community, Why on earth aren't more people addressing economic issues? Why aren't the teachers becoming more proficient at economics? Why? Beautiful night. Beautiful night. That's where I like to do my thinking. My wife said, yo, you gotta start doing your thinking on live. Start thinking aloud. Cause I like being around water, and I like to walk around the water. I do this circumambulation, and I think. I just generate some thoughts I believe takes me into the future of what I need to accomplish. Dope how it looks like the water is out there in the background and the reflection. Definitely could come to Montreal. Word. You know, anytime anybody comes with the economic plan or vision, they're going to always tear them down. There's agents sent to you to make sure. Think about it. If there's, again, I'm going to say this again. Can't say it enough. If there's a school system that perpetrates the fraud that they're preparing you for life, and they don't teach you nothing about food, clothing, and shelter for the first 14 years of your school career, you don't think that they're heavily invested in making sure that you never become an entrepreneur? Think about it. If the school system doesn't prepare you to be an entrepreneur, you think they're going to just let anyone walk in here and empower you with ideas and opportunities for you to become a master of your own destiny? That is to say, to be in control of your economics? Come on, y'all. I'm trying to tell you something. We got to really think about this. The 9-to-5 is the system of heaven that was created for non-blacks at the expense of black people's hells. It's a fact. These are the clear facts. These are the clear facts. You feel what I'm saying? They don't want us to be in control of our own destiny. They don't want you to be a master of your own destiny, so they give you that 9-to-5. So you can't step outside of it. Once you've done it for X amount of years, human beings, we're creatures of habit. You walking with me? We're creatures of habit. That's what it is. We're creatures of habit. We're going to go to work. We're going to go to school. We may go to our religious institution. They got everybody locked in to the same grid. You don't even know that there's an electromagnetic field that exists 60 miles outside of the planet Earth that's connected to human consciousness, that makes consciousness non-local. So non-locality is a phenomena in which if one thing is impacted, something somewhere else simultaneously is impacted because it's connected to it. So human consciousness is connected to each other. So where one person is creating something on this side of the world and they think they have exclusive right to that thought, someone else somewhere in the world on another side of the planet simultaneously is also coming up with something reminiscent to that same idea that's taking place on the other side of the world. That's non-locality. So it's a non-local theme of consciousness. So the name of the goal is to imbue so much doubt in our minds when it comes to being entrepreneurs or masters of our own destiny that so many of us think that it's above and beyond us, that what eventually winds up happening is most of us wind up being sucked into this force field of discontent and a lack of belief when it comes to our potential or capabilities to be masters of our own destiny. Now, this is real talk. And the ancient Kemetic ancestors, they spoke about it. They have their own perspective and jargon that they use, but there's an electromagnetic field that exists 60 miles above planet Earth that connects human consciousness. All animals on planet Earth have their field that connects all of them consciously. Human beings have their field that connects them consciously. It's a fact. And this consciousness is non-local. It has a non-locality to it. Okay? Real talk. It's real talk. And no, I'm not going to deal with the is there a God or deity in charge. And I'm saying that with all due respect, because the focal point is the 9 to 5. And on this particular stream, I just want to focus on motivating people. I don't want to impact people in the wrong way who may have a belief system. I don't want them to grow in conflict with what I have to say based on economics, because they heard me spew some kind of idea that may enrage them, or they may conceptualize to be a dissenting view about their religious or spiritual disposition. I want to stay focused. The focal point is our ability to become masters of our own destiny through entrepreneurship. And that can only happen if you start tearing yourself away from the 9 to 5, which is a prison sentence. When I hear 9 to 5, I think of 30 years to life. That's what I think of. When I hear 9 to 5, I think of 30 years to life. I'm going to stay on point. I set out to have a goal tonight. Oh yeah, no doubt. I appreciate you appreciating the information I was sharing about credit earlier. And it goes a long way. It goes a long way. And we'll do another credit class exclusive for Facebook. Just on the strength. We'll do one exclusive for Facebook. Why not? Why not? But I'm going to tell you this. The goal got to be also to move to progressive environments, or environments that have an ambiance that's befitting to who you are naturally, or being a being of nature. Sees palm trees and pool and all that, that helps me think. That puts me in a different space. Seeing graffiti and garbage bags and bars on the window and rodents when the trash moves, or you walk by the trash, all of that leads to more poverty incentives. That's why it's hard to climb out of poverty, because the ambiance in the community is going against the grain. It's going against your better thinking. It's going against your better judgment. Real talk. You go somewhere where the setting is beautiful and you start thinking beautiful. The setting looks progressive, you start progressing. Trees look like they're dying, people are dying in the neighborhood. Trees look like they're living, people are living in the community. Real talk. Moving out has very little to do with, oh, I don't want to be around black people. Little to no reasons that I moved away has anything to do with me wanting to be away from my people. It's a responsibility I had because I'm a husband to my wives, and I am a father to my children. So I can't just be sitting here with my black power pride saying to myself, you know what? I don't want to move from the hood because I want to keep it real. I got other things that I got to do. I got people that I'm responsible for. I have obligations to people outside of myself. It's called selfless acts of love. I got obligations to people other than myself. Like I said, you can fake being a revolutionary way more than you can fake being a master of your own destiny, because you're an entrepreneur. It's real talk. You can fake a lot of things in this world, but you can't fake wealth building. You can't fake being in a good space, being in control of your destiny. You can't fake that. What about investments, consultation, though? Is that aligned with wealth building? I'm not sure. You should reword the question. But what I'll tell you is this. When I do my $200 an hour consultations, wherever a person's at and what they're trying to approach, whether it's through health or whether it's through wealth, I will give them a plethora of information that they never intended to get. And as far as mentorship is concerned, we make sure that you grow your money during the course of the mentorship. The mentorship program is an investment, while simultaneously It's an educational program. It's like a scholarship program. It's like you pay for school. Only difference is when you pay for my schooling, you make money. In fact, the money that you use for my schooling makes you money. Totally different from you paying to go to school, shaking the dice in hopes that after several years, you can make back the money that you used to go to school. And you don't even get a raise after X amount of time that could still be the equivalent or equate to how much you spent to even go to school in the first place. That shit is all some scandalous stuff that they own. That whole student loan thing, you can't even get a refund for your student loan. I'm telling you, but we'll do it because you've been going to school for so many years. People sit out here, work for other people, and then go, you know what? I know what I could do. I'm about to go back to school. They just figure, if all else fail, I'll just go back to school. Fam, you was in school for 14 years, from pre-K to 12th grade, and it got you where? So now you get bored with life, and you think, well, let me do some more school. That's crazy. And then it gets you nowhere the first time. I'm not going to tell everybody drop out of school. I'm just going to say, look at things for what it is. That system was designed to make you a worker, not a boss. That system was designed to make you a worker, not a boss. Real talk. Real talk. Child support, doesn't matter. Hit us up if you got child support issues. We deal with that. We deal with nothing but empowering the people to the best of our ability. If we got the option or the answer, we're going to give it to. We don't, we're going to send you to someone who do got it. So we handle the child support. Come on. We know the system is making money off of both parties, and they're trying to put the black man and the black woman at odds, setting off a gender-specific war. We understand what that is. We know what it is. We know exactly what it is. Yeah, man. Let's be out here, man. I like this, though. I like building with you all on. I like it. I like building with y'all. You go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Always leave your phone number. If you're up for staying up late tonight, I'll call you tonight. If you're up for staying up late. If you like, look, I'm pumped up, I'm hoping the brother calls me right now, I'll give you a call. If I don't catch you tonight, I'll call you early in the morning. I don't catch you then, now we in the gray area. It gets tricky after tomorrow morning. But I've been doing my best to talk to people more directly, because I always said to myself, man, when we go to these lecture halls and it's time to raise money, some people only got $5, some people only got 10, some people only got 50, some people got 100. But after all the people that's in that room, we can't come out that room with 10, 20 grand when we're fundraising, and everybody's about being pro-black. Then that's not a fault of the people. It's the fault of the teacher. So I say, you know what? I got to start individually teaching people or sharing information with them so I can contribute to a success collective. Because once we got a collective amount of people that are successful, when it's time to put that money towards a goal, when we have to pool our funds, the success collective has enough money to really stamp a strong impression on that which we are looking to achieve. So it's not enough just to get black people together so we can all pool our funds. What's important is that the people that are pooling their funds can offer a substantial amount of money towards the goal, so we don't have to move so slow. Because the reality is, you can't expect all black people to just be about a black cause or a black purpose. So those that are about the black cause or about the black purpose may not necessarily have the amount of money they would give if they actually had it accessible to them. Yeah, so credit, repair, all of that. We do all of that. School definitely is designed to make you a worker. That's a fact. We've been talking about that for a little minute now. That's a fact. It's an absolute fact. It's an absolute fact. Word. And so it's just our responsibility at this time. So like I said, the goal is to contribute to a success collective. Maybe we got it wrong. And you know, when you go to school, you realize it's like 30 people in the classroom, especially when you're in the hood. But let's say it's only 22, 25. But what we find out is everybody learns at a different pace at a different time. So you have one teacher to about 30 people, one teacher to about 20 people, one teacher to about 25 people. But we come to terms with the fact that at times you need a tutor. You need a tutor. In 2025, I see myself having my own island. I'm already working on getting my own island. It isn't even as expensive as many other things are. You'd be surprised. My goal is to get my own island in 2025. So in school, despite the efforts of the teacher, and it could be a very powerful teacher, but we learn sometimes you got to have an after-school program, or sometimes you just need a tutor to go one-on-one with you so you can get sharper at what it is that you're lacking in. So that's what the mentorship program is about. It's about talking to you on an individual scale so we can sharpen you up on what you may be lacking in, because all the other classes that you have been taking may have you strong when it comes to history, may have you strong when it comes to religion or theology, but you're lacking tremendously when it comes to economics. So you need a tutor. That's all that means. Just need a tutor. Walking with me? You need a tutor. Word. I said, but what do I know? Just a Brooklyn born brother out of Brownsville. Reportedly it's number 4 in the world, or was at least number 4 in the world in worst places to live at. So for me to come this far and for this to be my life, I mean, I still have days where I cry. I still have days where I cry. And the fact people try to take that from me, I just look and I say, man, poverty has made our people miserable. Poverty has made our people pessimists for no reason. Poverty has made our people cynical about anybody who has endeavored to take us to another level or plateau of information. When it comes to doing a grown man and grown women business. If I were to talk to you about some damn UFOs right now, and if I was to talk to you about some melanin and what melanin really is and how powerful it makes us, we'd be in awe right now, because I could spin circles around brothers and sisters when it comes to melanin. But I would feel it's an irresponsible conversation knowing that most of the people listening to the information, who has an inclination to that information, are struggling. It's a fact. It's a fact. And again, I'm going to tell y'all, all I'm focusing on is the 9 to 5 conversation. Don't try to detour me. Because the focal point is 9 to 5. And what I'm telling you is, our conscious community, though they pride themselves in study, they got very short attention span. Because they want to bring up drama and they want to come in with negative thoughts and ideas and say negative things, when it's like, yo, family, we're talking about 9 to 5 and it being a form of slavery or even a prison sentence. Because once you start working 9 to 5, you like to believe, I'm only going to do this for about a year. I'm only going to do this for about 2 years. And the next thing you know, that's all you know. And then when that's taken from you, you have nothing. You just wind up going down. You wind up stressed. You wind up depressed. You can't do for your children the way you want. You can't do for your spouse the way you want. You can't go on trips the way you like. But you watch TV and you see other people who propagate and promulgate some of the worst messages they could ever introduce into our community. And you see them living better materially, that is, than you, and you know damn well you deserve that because you're a better person. You feel me? So having said all of that, I know what the woes are. I know what the woes are. I know what the woes are. Man, I love y'all. Like I said, I'm making more effort to do what I do via social media. You know, each time I create a new form of business or a new income, I always make sure I bring some brothers and sisters along with me. Now I'm doing this club thing, so I'm proud to say we was able to employ 5 black people since my introduction into this club scene. And I mean, it's only 5, but as I keep building up, maybe I could franchise out. The club is doing good so far. Who knows what I could turn that into? You know, I'm happy if I can empower someone outside of myself. When I empower me, people are like, yo, why you don't get back to black people? I don't count as black. My wives don't count as black. My children don't count as black. Yo, listen, you got to start counting my family too. I don't got a regular family. But anytime I empower anyone of my race outside of me, whether they be in my household or in this particular case, the 5 people are not in my household, I'm proud. But I always say I got to do more. I got to do bigger. I got to do greater. But at least somebody's on payroll. You know, I feel good about it. So with growing wealth comes a lot of maturity. I just got a nice text from somebody. I just want them to know, since they said they watching and they ain't viewed things in a while and they appreciate it for the most part. I read that real quick. I just want to thank you for listening. I'll text you back when I'm done. Thanks for watching me on Vlad, Ken. And I appreciate your sentiments about me speaking on Vlad. Come on with the Freemason talk, man. Let's stay focused, man. Those exposed DVDs and Illuminati DVDs, it's compromising the flow of thinking that we need to make sure we take care of our family. Okay, so again, if you're interested in investing in the mentorship program or the consultation, hit me up at brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Brother POLIGHT 45@gmail.com, and I will be sure to give you a call. I'm gonna do my best to be the one that calls you. Of course, I got administrators, but as far as tonight is concerned, if you're awake tonight, I'm gonna call you tonight. We're gonna game plan, figure it out, do what we do. But at the very least, if I just motivate you to do better and do more, then I've succeeded and you've succeeded. You'd be surprised what you can do with just some motivation. You'd be surprised how far motivation goes in a person's life, man. You could be motivated from this stream alone, and a year from now really realize that this stream was the catalyst to take you to the next level. So economics is key. Yeah. Oh yeah, we above and beyond all the negativity. Yeah, the website is I Am Brother Polight. My app is Brother Polight. All you gotta do is type in Brother Polight, and that's the app. Of course, follow me on Instagram at brother_Polight. Pride, optimism, love, integrity, gallant, honesty, and trust. Polight. POLIGHT. But email me if you're interested. When you email, put your full name and your phone number. Brother POLIGHT45@gmail.com. Brother POLIGHT45@gmail.com. I thank y'all. I thank a lot of you all for your appreciation. We had a very powerful live stream. I know I'm real calm and relaxed, but sometimes you gotta just kick the information like that, you know. Oh, and thank y'all for watching the previous Facebook Live that I did with my daughter and my wife. Particularly my daughter, she's coming out more. She getting in front of that camera. She made me so proud, man. She made me real proud. So check out that one. Probably after the first 15-20 minutes, Matt is on there. She does a real nice job just building, and we talk about homeschool. Powerful. So far, that's got over 330,000 people have seen that post according to the Facebook analytics. So that's real powerful. Real powerful. I thank y'all for the time. I hope you definitely learned something. I hope you definitely was motivated. I hope it put things into perspective. Do not be complacent with that 9 to 5. See it as a prison sentence. Like I said, I hear 9 to 5. That sounds like a prison sentence. I'm doing 9 to 5. I don't like it. I hate it. And I know it has too many people at a certain point in their life just saying, man, I can't do no better. And anytime anything makes you so complacent as to not really exercise your potential, it's dangerous. That's dangerous. So I don't want us to live like that. I hate it. I'm frustrated with it. And because I can't do as much as lectures as I would like to, because I have all these new business ventures, the best thing I can do is the mentorship and deal with people individually on a certain scale and see how I could better contribute to their lives. So between the consultations and the mentorship, that's what I could afford to do at the moment until I get some freedom in my schedule, because I am in 2 different films right now. I'm ghostwriting music, because I write songs for people to sing in addition to particularly my artists and then other people. And then I'm also ghostwriting books. So it takes a lot of my time, but I'm doing everything I like to do, and that's what's important. And then I got to show up at the club, be the face that's there, and I got marketing ideas that I'm playing with to see what level I could take this club to, because the BET Awards is about to be here, or some kind of, I think it's BET 2 weeks from now. So I have a projection on what it is we're looking to accomplish. It's going to be a very powerful week. So I will be able to temporarily hire some people here in LA to add to staff for that particular weekend, because it's going to be very busy. And of course, it's going to be a lot of money to be made. And I don't necessarily have to hire extra people, but because we're going to make extra money, it'd just be cool if I could help some people part-time, get some security money or bartender money, or something just to show love to the family. So that's what I encourage people to do. As you get more and more successful, as you create more opportunity for yourself, always create opportunity for your people in the process. And of course, people who don't know your business like your business will always think as you succeed, you're not putting people on. But so long as you're putting people on, that's what counts. That's what counts. Oh yeah, and we're gonna turn up again. And those of you that have been come seeing me, because on Instagram I always say DM me, send me your email or whatever if you're interested in coming check me out at the club. Thank you all who came out to the club. We had a lot of fun this last Thursday. I went live to show the people, some of the people that came out as Brother Polight supporters, and I'm proud of y'all being proud of me. It was no hatred. I'm glad you came out. So for those of you that came out, all love. I'm going to put the call out again every Thursday. I'm going to put the call out Fridays. I'm going to put the call out. And if you're a Brother Polight supporter, I'll always let you in the club for free. I give you your complimentary drink tags, everything. I make sure you have a good time, because we conscious. So the fact that you listening to me share powerful information that doesn't tear us down, and you could come to a social event and gathering and feel it with that conscious energy, since we all studying relatively the same thing. It's a great feeling for us to be able to break bread under those circumstances, talk with each other, chill. We not no Negroes. We not shooting nothing up. We having a good time. It's in an upscale neighborhood. You feel what I'm saying? That's the way I roll. So I just want to thank you all that showed up to the club. And I want y'all to continue showing up to the club. And whenever you're in LA, come see me. Come party with me. And y'all know how I come through. I pull up and everything. And people find out that, this brother's a lecturer. It always makes my day when they find out what I do. I be so happy when they find out, oh man, the brother who be coming up with all the fancy cars and the beautiful women, he teach for a living. People always are blown away. And that's the narrative that I want. I always dreamt of being the teacher, that when people saw me, they thought I was probably into sports, music, and entertainment, like in deep. Because I am into sports, music, and entertainment, but on the intellectual side for the services I provide. But you understand what I'm saying? I always wanted to be that dude that when I pull up and people see me in the club, or see the cars, or they see the money, the glitter, the glamour, that they think one thing, and then when they find out that I'm a teacher, they start considering, maybe I need to start reading, maybe I need to start studying. I love that. I love that. It's the dream. I'm living my dream. I want to make consciousness fun, and I want to suggest to people that you can live real good and you could achieve a great deal of material success, and you don't have to compromise your moral integrity to do so. That's my goal. So, just come check me, man. You in LA, you can see how litty we are, man. Y'all know how I do. And last year I did the club at the rooftop, those of you that followed me, for my birthday party, and I was celebrating for over 2 weeks straight. I literally celebrated for 2 weeks straight my birthday, but we did a party on a rooftop at the Beverly Hilton in Beverly Hills. Then I had the bus, had everyone load up in the bus. The bus got the bathroom, the drinks, and all that, man. We was killing them. We had a good time. Had a real good time, man. And that's what it is. I'm celebrating consciousness. It's our time. This time is our turn. Everybody else got to celebrate and do it their way. We as conscious people, we got to start celebrating too. Celebrating the fact that we're not ignorant. Celebrate the fact that we know the truth. Let's celebrate the fact that not only do we know the truth, but we know how to apply the truth. This is no longer a time for people who purport to be conscious to be broke. Let's celebrate with each other. Let's break bread with each other. Let's eat together. Let's make this money together. And I know that sounds weird to be conscious saying, can we make money together? That's probably going to be the next stream. I know we conscious, but does that mean we can't make money together? Yo, if you conscious, why can't we make money together? Maybe that's the title. I'm going to work on it. But that's the Facebook culture I'm creating right here. I like this. This is going to be the conscious hub for economic empowerment, motivation, and application. How about that? We're not letting no one stop this cipher. This is a movement right here. And y'all part of it, whether you realize it or not. Part of it. So share the video. Definitely share it with somebody that you know needs to focus. If you know some brothers or sisters that's in the streets, find out how to share this video. Send it to them. If you know your mother has been working too hard, share the video. Say, look at this young brother right here. You know your husband, just all he knows to do is work hard. And he got to open up his entrepreneurial mind so y'all can do bigger and better things. Share the video. If you know your wife needs to get into tune with this information, get in the groove with the consciousness, share the video. That's also how you participate. It's a movement. So all of you, share the video. These are the videos that you want to pop up on people's feed, because amidst of this video, there's going to be a whole bunch of ignorant things that people are going to share. Some things are going to make you laugh. And the reason why people want to share all these other videos that make you laugh and you joke around, you play around with it, is because they're trying to get away from the reality that life is hard. So there's nothing wrong with laughing here and there, but damn, every day you're going to look at ignorant posts. So share this video. This is a positive post. There's no bashing in this video. I didn't say anything vile, disgusting, or derogatory to anybody. The only point of focus is get out of that modern day form of slavery. Get out of that prison sentence called 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is a prison sentence. Get out of that. And again, you can hit me at brotherpolight45@gmail.com if you're interested in paying for our mentorship or consultation services. Brother POLIGHT45@gmail.com. Brother POLIGHT45@gmail.com. I love and I appreciate y'all a great deal. Thanks a lot. Peace.